that's so much. Hey, the most about the sign. That's why you got it. That's why you got to run in your head. The road master.
Don't oppose his name.
Yes, we are, mother.
So are you. How are you?
Yeah, no, I am.
That's right.
That's right.
Yes, we are. We are sisters.
Okay,
These
so
are the fringes.
where are you based?
Yeah.
This is our base.
This is where you meet?
Yes, that's our church.
We're
in church right now.
gathered in Yahweh's name. That's where the church is.
You're in church
Yeah,
right
but I
now.
mean, you must have somewhere you actually
Mommy, the Bible says, I don't remember, I know it's in Ezekiel, right? But the Bible says that in that captivity, there will be a sanctuary of small numbers.
Yeah.
Meaning like, it wouldn't be a big thing like churches. It will be us gathering in the street. So try to remember, like the Bible said, wherever there's one or two people, you don't want to find that. We'll find it. If you find out, we read it, we'll be more, we'll make more sense to you. We'll read it. So we will be in small numbers, right? In our captivity, all right? So that's why you see it in the street. That's one. Second, wisdom has a nature.
Yeah.
And that nature is to try
Out
in the streets. Why? Because our people go out and like you, do their shopping, go about, do
I understand.
and that's why you have to catch them.
I understand that, but when it comes to teach and then meet with a group of people where you don't actually have a building,
No, we don't have a building.
so what happens if you have 200 people?
Well, then if you have 200 people, we know how to organize that. You know, we will know how to organize that. You see,
So you haven't got many people at the moment.
we have many people. We have many people, but those people are in forms of subscribers. So basically what's going on right now, we're using YouTube to teach our people.
Well, I've gone to YouTube to see literally OCC. I follow them.
Well, okay, if you follow TOCC, that's the reason why you have that mentality. But the TOCC, hold on, I understand what you're saying. I know where you're going, right? You found it, right? Because you know where we're going, guys. You know where we're going already? All right. So TOCC, when they started up, yeah, they started up in the street. Why did they start? I want to explain something to you. Why did they start up in the street? They started up in the street, but they started up in the street because the Bible, they based it on a biblical a precept that said, go ye in the highways and byways and beat them to the marriage. So we have to go to the highway. So now something happened among them. What they decided now, they'll now have like a building and things. All right.
The 501c3.
But you have to understand now. The thing with having a church in Babylon, the thing is having a congregation in captivity. You have to sign up with the government. All right, because GOCC, all right, is registered as a charity.
Exactly.
And there's something called a 501c3. And the 501c3 don't allow you to preach the gospel in its fullness. I'll give you one example that GOCC do that make me think that they have the pressure from the government. They're telling you that other nations can be saved. Don't they?
Yeah, this is the thing. I'm talking about the body of you all, just like in churches, you all have different teaching. And that is not a confusion. So I just follow the Bible. Because you're all coming with different teachings. And then it's the fraction thing. Like the
But it's meant to happen because even when you look even when you look in the time of Paul, all right, there was little, you know, problems.
he preached against that because of fractions. He did preach against
But you know what it is? It was supposed to happen because you had the Greeks, meaning you had the Hebrew Israelites which were born in the Greeks and took on the customs of the Greeks. Hold on. No.
Because they were in
No, it's not that fault. They were born, if you're born in this country, you're going to get some of the customs. customs. But they came back themselves, following the Hebrew Israelite. Paul, then you had the one that knew the law of the Israelites that went against the Greeks. Why? Because they said that the Greek wasn't following the circumcision. And it wasn't even that, it was that time. When, no, it's not even that. When the Greeks, the Grecian, which is the Grecian meaning like the Gentile, the Greek, the Hebrew Israelite, okay, the Greek speaking Jews, right? What happened now? When they were born in Greek, they didn't circumcise, but when they knew, when they knew they were Hebrew Israelite, then they do the circumcision and follow the law. But when these people were saying, no, these people they're supposed to do that from when they were babies. But you can't blame them because they were born in captivity. No, mommy, listen. Mommy, please listen. It's a prophecy. Someone take that. Let's read it. Because, no, but you say. Hold on. When you say that if they follow the law, they will have known that. I say it's not as easy as you think because we are ruled by prophecy. Alright? And in a prophecy was saying that we're going to lose our identity and not remember who we were in captivity.
These days we remembering who we are.
Hold on, read that.
Jeremiah 17:4. And thou even thyself shalt discontinue from thine heritage that I gave thee, and I will cause thee to serve thine enemies in the land which thou knowest not, for ye have kindled a fire in mine anger, which shall burn forever.
Yeah. So that discontinue from the heritage, right? Then you say that today we know the truth, but not everybody knows the truth. Because then, how do you call the God of Israel in GOCC? Okay, yeah, bring that one out. Bring that one down.
This is 1 Corinthians chapter 13 and verse 9. Isn't this? It says, for we know in part and we prophesy in part. Verse 10. But when that which is perfect shall come, which is Christ, as they call Christ, yeah, then that which is in part shall be done away.
All right.
See, so that explains your question, because you were saying about how they have different, because not everybody's going to have all the full breakdown of the Bible, and the Bible prophesied that we're going to know in part and we'll prophesy in part. But only when Christ comes, he will teach us all. We'll have the one teaching under the one banner, and we'll all fall into line together.
I agree, but we still got the scripture to guide us. And let me tell you something. I was in different denominations in Christianity, right? And the things I have learned over the past 3 years is there in the same Bible, and I didn't see it until my eyes were open. Until my eyes were open, I see it.
But don't they teach the Sabbath at GOCC? What is the Sabbath according to GOCC?
Right now, normally I would observe the Sabbath. I would be at home, but the only reason I'm down here, my sister but normally I wouldn't be out on the Sabbath because tonight is a Passover. So I'm observing all that. So what I want to know is, hold on, how do I contact you people?
Don't worry. Listen to the brother.
Can I answer your initial question, which the first question you asked? Because I like to deal with questions as they are. So you asked a question. If you have a large congregation, how are you going to administer to them or minister to them, right? So we are commanded to do as Yahweh did. So when he was on the sermon, when he had the Sermon on the Mount, when the multitudes was there, and it was him and his 12 disciples, how did they deal with those thousands of people that were there? Is it in a building? But that's the point.
No, but yeah, synagogues.
That's right, and they even preach in the synagogues. Now, do you have to synagogue?
When did he preach?
Okay,
When did he teach
no.
about it?
Madam, see, something that's very interesting. When you say about the synagogue, right? Let me tell you something. At that point, although they were under the Romans, but they still had a custom. In this captivity, we have nothing. We still under the Roman, but now the difference is that we have nothing. We cannot go back. We cannot go to the synagogue that is ours and keep our custom.
Teach the way we want to teach. No,
Okay.
we can't.
Madam, every age has its prophecy. Understand? I told you we are ruled by prophecy. The age we're in tells you Acts 17. Go there, Acts 17 and 20 and 25 or whatever. Say 24, saying that God does not dwell in the temple made of hands. Alright, and the brother wrote a very beautiful point. When Yahweh was doing his thing, yes, he was going to the synagogue, but he was in the street. That's why he told his brothers, listen, go in the highway and the byway.
When he sent the disciples out, right, that was the instructions that he gave them.
They still meet up as a body.
No. He met with the 12 and also the hidden one.
The hidden one, exactly.
Yeah, they will meet in places, but as far as people that they were teaching, they knew when they went on Saturday and they followed their block. Normally, there's other camp in America. There's a camp in America that I know very well before the COVID-19 hit. People will come and gather wherever they stood, and they will take note that was church.
That's right.
And after that, they will go to if they want more things, they have the numbers. Today you got WhatsApp, today you've got all those things, you got even StreamYard where you can take 6 people and teach them online. We're using all those elements.
But in this system, let me read this.
Right now,
Well, listen to this. Listen to this.
so whether we are doing it inside or
Yeah, exactly.
Well, listen to this though. Proverbs 1 and
You're the one
20.
that raised that point.
yes, but because I want to be among people who
Yeah, I understand what you're saying.
right? Because I am sharp as iron.
That's
I mean,
right.
you're all
Madam,
find somewhere where it's something.
We're not at that stage.
Yes, and we very sometimes before you go, you see, about this thing is this, right? Every time we try to cover with women and things like that, there's always schism. Always schism. There's always, I know, there's always problem. So that's why you have to be wise. Yeah, there's ways to do it. And each troop has a spirit anyway.
Hear this. Proverbs 1 and 20. It says, wisdom crieth without, she uttereth her voice in the streets. She crieth in the chief place of concourse, in the openings of the gates. In the city she uttereth her words, saying, this is where we come. Like those that are sick, it's nice to have a building. If you're big enough to say you need a building, because like the brother was saying, there's a camp to hide them. They started from the street, and they grow, and once they know, but this is what I'm saying. As you grow,
They don't go back to the street. And then they're making it a church now. To be honest with you, when it comes to Genesis, there's so many things to say about them that I'm not happy about when I read the Bible, that they did a lot of things that went left with that. And that's what happened when you leave the basics, which is going out there. They left the street, now they're in church, and they act like a church, and they're bringing other nations in it. Well, no.
that other nations can be saved. That's not in the Bible.
Can I ask you one question?
What does it say that?
We are the Gentiles. We are the Gentiles.
You see, okay.
Can I ask you one question before you go? What name do you call when you pray to the Most High?
Yahuwah.
One more time, Yahuwah.
Yahuwah.
Right. Who is a vowel?
Okay.
right? So in our custom, we didn't use vowels. That's an Edomite thing.
You know, those I'm not going to find you on that point, but before that, I used to say the creator. Because when you say the creator, you know who you're talking to. If you say God, it can be any God.
It's the same
That's
thing.
right.
God and
I would
creator is the
say,
same thing.
I would say the creator.
What's the difference between
God
creator and God?
the creator.
What's the difference between God and
Well,
creator?
in Exodus, he said to Moses, when Moses asked him, what was his name? He said, I am that I am.
Okay, no, he didn't say that.
So the Bible is right.
He didn't say that.
He's going to show you.
Okay, when you say that, right, when Moses went to the people, he didn't say, I am that I am sent you. He said, he is sent you because, look, in French, when you say I am, right, you just take the place. When you say I am that I am, you take the place of God. Listen, take the place of God.
Listen to the spirit, So listen to this, And God, now I read Paleo-Hebrew, so I can interpret it. And God, this would be Yahweh power.
No, read it verbatim.
Alright. And God said unto Moses, I am that I am. And he said, thus shalt thou say unto the children of Israel, I am have sent me
I am
unto you.
sure I am, right? No, read on.
And God said, moreover,
Hold on. No, I'm showing you something. Hold on.
and God said, moreover unto Moses, thus shalt thou say unto the children of Israel, the Lord.
Hold on. Now, when you go here, it says, thus shalt thou say unto the children of Israel, the Lord. When you click it, Yahweh. It's the Lord. Go on.
The Lord, which is actually Yahweh, God, Elohim, of your fathers, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob, have sent me unto you. This is my name
What is the
forever.
name? What is the name he just gave them? Yahweh. That's the name, not I am. The Lord.
Yeah, but it translates, I am that I am.
No, it doesn't. That's in John.
Go to Psalm 83, please.
Anyway,
I am that I am is Ahaya, Ashar, Ahaya.
Last one. Go to Psalm 83 and let's see what he says.
Actually, no, let's go.
No, let's go in the Deuteronomy. I know why I'm going there. Come on.
Yeah.
83.
Deuteronomy 28.
The last verse you want in 83, yeah? This is Psalms, yeah.
No, 17, 83.
83 and the last verse.
Yeah, go on.
Anyway, where's the information?
Hold on, man. Last one.
Listen to this. This is Psalms chapter 83, verse 18. And it reads, that men may know that thou, whose name alone is Jehovah.
See?
No, we know.
Hold on.
That's
See,
the point we
that's a good point. Now, look,
So we just try to show you.
see with Jehovah now, there's no J. Like you say, E is a vowel. It's a Greek thing. There's no J. J is a 500-600 years old or whatever a letter, right? So it's gonna be Yah. It's gonna be Yah. So the hold on. So the H-O now.
That E sound is a
Hold
vowel.
on. See that O? That O is the same thing. There's no O in the Hebrew.
It didn't exist.
That's how hold on. There's no U. There's no U.
There's no U.
There's no U and there's no O. It's gonna be Yahweh. All right. And then you got the. I'm being fast. And you got a V, which there's no V.
There's no V either.
Is Greek.
But like a wow.
So that's a Yahweh.
I know that. I followed the job
All right.
40 years, and so I know that.
Can you see that? Can you see that? Hold on. Exactly. Yahweh. It's not Yahuwah. It's not Ahaya.
This is Deuteronomy chapter 28, right? This is when we just came out of Egypt.
I know that future very well.
Yeah? Alright, now listen to what. Remember, he went to the Mosai, and you're saying he said Ahaya, right? Now watch.
Ahaya, Ashar.
Now listen to this. This is straight after that.
Here's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 58. If thou wilt not observe to do all the words of this law, that are written in this book, Slakia, that thou mayest fear this glorious and fearful name, the Lord, which is Yahweh.
Yeah, he did say higher. Yeah.
Or I am that
So this is
I
what
am.
Moses is saying.
I already showed that in Psalm 83. It says Jehovah, which is Yahweh.
Yes, and the point I'm making is this is just after he got that in Exodus.
It's about translation. It's a wrong translation.
Wrong teaching.
Translation.
That teaching, that's what it
Translated
is.
wrong from the Hebrew and the Greek.
That's what we're
Can I help
showing you. We're showing you.
Pardon me?
Anyway,
All right, sis.
Oh yeah.
That's how you
Can you take over there?
If you're listening, you're going to hear.
You know what? Can you keep it moving? Just keep it moving. You're disrespectful. You're telling me, don't tell me what to do.
Okay, I'm sorry.
All right? Exactly.
You're
Come on,
breaching
man.
us
There's some
from our
manners out here,
social
man.
distance. You're
How you gonna talk to me
and then
like
you're
that?
going to
So
tell
you
us.
don't know me, you don't come and say, don't talk to me, and don't say I'm sorry, man. Don't say that.
Okay, so you
All right?
forgive?
Hold on.
hold on.
No, you hold on.
man. Go.
And go. All right?
Let's
go.
Go, because your spirit is very weak. So go.
Just be relaxed, man. Be happy.
Oh, come on, I'm happy, man.
look more
You know what? I'm not happy.
Yeah, just let
No, as long
Peace and love.
as people like you, I'll never be happy. And I can't wait for you and the people to
Life
be
is short.
destroyed.
Life is
I
short.
can't wait. All right?
Just be happy,
Keep it
bro.
moving, man. You wicked
No, I'm
man.
not moving, man.
Shalak Rayam, man.
That's right.
Keep him. Let's keep on target, man. These snakes come. You think they can come here and make a fool of us? You're lying. Listen, I'm telling you. Let me tell you something. You're only saying that. Hold on. You're only saying that because you know that when I kick you, the police will come. That's why. You can never do that. All right? Have some respect, man.
Okay, man.
Carry on.
Couldn't handle
That
it,
was
bro.
through the spirit. I felt his energy. That's why I felt a snake in the back.
I think I was going to read Micah 5
Yeah, quiet.
and verse 9, verse 8 to 9 before lady came. Alright.
Oh, did you finish?
Oh, did you finish what you
Jeremiah
read?
51 and 20?
Oh yeah, that's what we were on. Actually.
Yeah.
That's what we were on. The lady came.
Jeremiah 51, verse 20.
Get out.
Thou art my battle axe.
And it goes back to what we're saying, you know. Most High's got a controversy with these nations.
That's right.
Yeah, you can take your liberties now, but in that time, you know, you're going to get your comeuppance.
That's right.
Yeah, so
And you saw the pride of the heathen.
I'll do that now.
You see how they make it a mockery to the point where I have to come out and say, you see how, so in that case, I don't want anyone telling me that, look, my spirit will be my spirit. And
That's right.
I can't wait, to be honest with you, from the bottom of my heart, I can't wait. This is what I live for next month. All right, just to see the Most High mashing these other nations because they are disrespectful. All right? They are very, very disrespectful. How you gonna come in us preaching and you're gonna be a snake?
That's why it says every knee shall bow.
And every tongue shall confess. Yahweh, Ba'asham, Yahweh Shai.
And how is he going to make them bow? Through Yahweh Shai and the elect of Israel. Hold on, brother.
The super predator.
Jeremiah 51, verse 20. Thou art my battle axe
That's right.
and weapons of war.
Who's he talking about? The elect of Israel. We're going to be the battle axe. This is how the Most High is going to bring his vengeance upon these other nations. A vengeance which is deserved and well overdue. Well overdue, man. The pride of these nations. Yeah? You lot are, some of you lot are just as prideful as Esau. Yeah? You've been benefiting of.
What were you saying about Elamite last time? Say it. That's, what were you saying about the Elamites?
Oh, the Elamites.
How if you compare it to Esau? Say it. I believe it's an Elamite. I believe it's an Elamite.
Yeah, the Elamites here, what they do, they actually Esau's weapon of destruction. What Esau does, he will come into your nation, he will reap great pillage and plunder and destroy a nation, and then when it's no longer feasible, he brings in Elamites, and then they continue, they further the affliction. So exactly what Esau does, they come into your nation and do the same thing. So if you notice in South Africa, they were doing the same thing in South Africa. You come to Trinidad, they're doing the same thing in Trinidad. You go to Guyana, they're doing the same thing in Guyana. So I ain't got no peace with them. I ain't got no peace with them.
And when the guy came here, he didn't come.
You saw the spirit
He
in
didn't
it.
come because he wanted to know. He's so interested. No.
Yes, thank you, brother. In Jamaica, the same place. Khan. That's through the spirit. Bearing witness.
And what do you see in the ghettos? You see, I mean, the off license. Who are ruling the off? Who are running the off license? Them.
No.
All right. So they're in bed with Esau.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. So what does he want to know except his judgment? What does he want to know except his judgment? He doesn't want to know this truth. If he stay low, I will put him about judgment, man. All right.
I was just feeling like a snake when I look, I see a snake. So I just had to confront the snake.
Listen, I mean, if I was just like at Israel, but sometimes certain things I can't take. Sorry,
This is what we're going to do. Read that again.
Bear witness.
Read that again. All right,
Jeremiah chapter 51 verse 20. For thou art my battle axe and weapons of war.
weapons of war. And that's not time of peace. There is no time of peace. Our people think that we're in a time of peace just because you can walk up and down, but this is a time of war.
With thee will I break in pieces the nations.
And this is how the Most High is going to take his vengeance.
Even when you look at the Passover, how would they eat? They would have the loin girded up. Because they didn't know what was going to happen the next day.
That information.
They had faith that they were going to be delayed. They didn't know how it was going to pan out. But they were eating just like it was like a ritual. You know, eating, really like eating the Egyptian in haste and being ready for war.
Ready for
Like the
anything.
brother said, they had their loins guarded
Yeah.
and they had their sandals on their feet.
That's
What
right.
I mean.
Yeah.
If you're too
ready to
relaxed,
get the hell out.
you're ready to go. That's the one that's dead. Moses couldn't see these Hamites making his own people go through hell. So he slayed one and he was ready to slay one and he made a people. He just took off, man. He left Egypt. Everybody was hiding. But my point is this right now, this is the time to speak. And I'm not saying let's go and mash up behind us. I came out character. I shouldn't have done that. But sometimes it happens, right? I'm only human. My point is this, yeah? We are at war right now. All right? We are at war.
That's right.
We're supposed to have that in our heads.
That's right.
That it's this playtime is over. Who doesn't want to be, feminine and whatever in Babylon? But stay in Babylon. Just like the wife of Lot. She was looking back.
That's right. That's right.
But my point is this: if you're in the truth and you think it's all funny, you got GOCC trying to be. How can I say that? Hand in hand with the enemies, okay? Bringing them into the congregation, talking about, these can be saved as well. You don't do them type of things in war, because these people know exactly that we the enemies, and that's why they be doing what they're doing.
They're going to tell that to liars in their camps. L-I-E-R-S.
L-I-E-R-S, isn't it?
That's what they're going to show.
Oh yeah.
La 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 la
This guy's a pure
Esau.
He's a pure human. Yo. Tell him.
There's the music coming from.
He's raw.
And with thee will I destroy kingdoms.
And with thee, without this now, to destroy kingdom. You gotta have a certain spirit, my brothers and sisters. When I tell you, for you women, you're supposed to be, oh man, look. The Mosai, even the women have a part to play. I have a precept on that. Bear with me one second. I have a precept on that. And when a woman go to I believe in Judges. Is it 421? Check 421, if I'm not mistaken, man.
Judges chapter 4.
That's
421.
what he done is fight.
Yes. But let's go back. Read from the top.
slow.
Read it from the top.
I can't even go there with you.
Read it from the top, and maybe all the way to just to give them a context of what was taken. Yeah, read.
Judges 4:1.
Because you women as well gonna have to gird up your loins.
That's right.
We are war. Listen, we won't have to take no guns up. That's why we went against Edifying. We're not a violent people.
That's right.
I don't want people to misjudge me. I will just, I'm not even gonna say. Yes, and sometimes it goes a bit too extra.
Yeah.
And that's what happened, yeah? But I didn't use no weapon, I just used my mouth.
That's right.
So when the Most High given the Spirit, it will be Him giving us the Spirit.
That's
And
right.
however He wants us to use us to execute judgment, that's on Him. We don't even know how He's going to do that. But I want to show you how the Spirit that you're supposed to have, and the Spirit that how people had in those times. Yeah?
Judges 4:1, it says, and the children of Israel again did evil in the sight of Yahweh when Ehud was dead, and Yahweh sold them into the hand of Jabin, king of Canaan, that reigned in Azar, the captain of whose host was Sisera, which dwelt in Aroseth of the judges of the Gentiles. And the children of Israel cried unto Yahweh, for he had 900 chariots of iron, and 20 years he mightily oppressed the children of Yahweh.
Shalom, shalom.
Read it maybe from 19. Read it from 19.
Now with 18, and Jael went out to meet Sisera.
God
is my father.
Yes, may the Most High bless you.
And Jael went out to meet Sisera and said unto him, turn in, my lord, turn in to me. Fear not. And when he had turned in unto her into the tent, she covered him with a mantle. And he said unto her, give me, I pray thee, a little water to drink, for I am thirsty.
So basically, the king, right, of that other nation, he was able to run from the battlefield. So he wanted to get and he met a woman thinking that it's so sweet. And the woman, she was so in the spirit, and she was, if she was a woman of this time, that wouldn't have happened. But that woman was so in the spirit, she was so, in tune with the spirit of her husband. Look at what she did, man. And she shrieked that heathen.
And she opened a bottle of milk and gave him drink and covered him. And he said unto her, stand in the door of the tent, and it shall be, when any man does come and inquire of thee and say, is there any man here that thou shalt say no?
So the guy is saying, yo, when someone come, say, no, there's no one. Yeah?
Then Jael, Eva's wife, took a nail of the tent and took an hammer in her
So
hand.
when the guy slipped, so see how the woman is so good at what she's doing. You know how she used to take a man and she used to massage him and say, calm down, don't worry, relax. She did the same thing on the evening. That's how in the spirit that woman was.
Then Jael, Eva's wife, took a nail of the tent and took his hammer in her hand and went softly unto him and smote the nail into his temple and fastened it into the ground, for he was fast asleep and weary, so he died. It says, and behold, as Barak pursued Sisera, Jael came out to meet him and said unto him, come, and I will show thee the man whom thou seekest. And when he came into her tent, behold, Sisera lay dead, and the nail was in his temple.
She did a clean job, all right? So the Mosai will do the same thing again, man.
He will put the spirit on
He will
who
put the spirit on who he will put the spirit on. But you have to be in that mindset. That spirit of being scared. No. Because listen, perfect love casts a fear. When you love the Mosai to a level, you're not supposed to have fear. Right, go to one. But now, go to 21.
This is Judges chapter 3 and verse 21.
Yeah.
And it reads, and he had put
So that's the
forth-
Moab, I think. That's Moab now. Start 20. Yeah, start 20.
Yeah, verse 20 of Judges
No,
3.
can you read the first verse? Context.
Yeah. Judges chapter 3 and verse 1. And it reads, now these are the nations which Yahweh left to prove Israel by them, even as many of Israel as had not known all the wars of Canaan.
Right, so now 12. Yeah, what? 10 or 12?
Verse 12, yeah?
Let me see 10.
Verse 12 of Judges 3, and it reads, "And the children of Israel did evil again in the sight of Yahweh."
Right, so they were in captivity. That's why they went in captivity basically. Yeah? If you read it, you will see that they got taken by the Moabite for I think 17 years or something like 12 years because of the wickedness and everything else. At some point, Mosai delivered them 15.
Verse 15 of Judges chapter 3. "But when the children of Israel cried unto the Lord, which is Yahweh, the Lord raised them up a deliverer, Ehud, the son of Gera, a Benjamin, a man left-handed."
Left-handed. Don't play with Benjamin. Don't play with Benjamin.
You know much when you find them left-handed people, if they throw a stone,
Hey, they're
trust
very-
Never
me,
miss. Yeah,
it's
I
gonna
had a
make
friend that
it
was like
mark.
that.
Listen,
I'm telling
he's
you.
very sharp. Like I said, it's very hard to be a left-handed.
Yeah.
I had a partner when we were short, we used to go and shoot birds. He used to use a stone.
But he's left-handed.
We were there with a slingshot, he would dash stone.
With his and lick them with his hand.
But do you know?
And through the spirit, there's a lot of Benjamin that are left-handed.
But do you know, being a Hebrew Israelite, knowing who you are, left-handed is not bad, because remember writing, it's good for them.
Yeah,
It will
yeah,
work
yeah,
for them
yeah.
because it goes from right to left. Just like how we write with our right hand, we go left to right, their left hand will go from right
Left-handed
to
people are
left.
very dangerous people. You know? My little brother, he's left-handed. That guy, sometimes we play him, I can't beat him the certain things. I'm telling you, they're dangerous.
And the Benjamites tended to be left-handed.
Yeah, a lot of them. You see, the spirit is not lying, man. They're carrying.
Okay, verse 20 of Judges chapter 3. "And Ehud came unto him, and he was sitting in a summer parlour, which he had for himself alone. And Ehud said, I have a message from the Most High Power." Even though it says God. "Unto thee." And he arose out of his seat, verse 21, "and he had put forth his left hand, and took the dagger from his right thigh, and thrust it into his belly," verse 22, and the shaft also went in after the blade, and the fat closed upon the
They
blade.
know that he did that in hard.
He went all the way in, man.
Fat
All
closed
the
upon
way
that blade.
in.
You know.
No, he did
He's
some.
finished.
He did some work.
Um,
He did some work.
continuation from verse 22, "so that he could not draw the dagger out of his belly." See
No,
there?
no.
And the, I just
Yeah, finish that.
and the dirt came out.
Now, and we're gonna read after that. You have to read maybe start at 27, yeah. Read 27. Bring 27 after that.
Yeah. Verse
Not 26, yeah.
27.
That should show you something. Heart. Heart. That's why Benjamin they have heart. They're not afraid to go to war.
That's right.
See, that's what makes you win
That's
war
right.
when you have heart.
That's right.
Skills is good, yeah, everything. But some people have skill, but they don't have heart. If you think someone that has, yeah, some people have skill, but because they're scary, they get beaten in battle.
What made, I think it was Attila the Hun. Like with him, these people went up against him. What he did, he spiked a lot of his own people. So when these people came up there, I thought, bro, this is what he's doing to his own
Yeah, so
what's he gonna do to me?
so they got scared.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? So yeah, so but my point is that right now we have that spirit like of warrior. The most I will put the spirit of listen, imagine what it took. They were in captivity and he did that. He take a certain spirit because he know that if you mess up, you and your people are done. So he took a great risk, but therefore the Mosai jumped on him. So you have to allow the Mosai, and also how do you allow the Mosai to jump on you? It's not to undermine what the Mosai can do in certain situations. Like that, I'm a one, that confident you to be. When you allow the Mosai to move in you, And that's what we need right now, because Passover, all right? So it means a lot. The Most High is about to do a lot. That's why I brought that one out. Then go to 27.
Verse 27 of
Now you will
Judges.
see what him having heart created as energy for his people.
Verse 27 of Judges chapter 3. And it came to pass when he was come that he blew a trumpet in the mountain of Ephraim, and the children of Israel went down with him from the mount, and he before them. Verse 28. And he said unto them, follow after me, for Yahweh has delivered your enemies, the Moabites, into your hand.
And you know what thing about cheek here? If you do one thing and it works, they all want to do it.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
They all want to do it. And that's because they saw what he did. Like, yo, if he take that, he can actually take over. He can take it.
Continuation of Judges chapter 3 verse 28. And they went down after him and took the fords of Jordan towards Moab, and suffered not a man to pass over. Verse 29. Yes. Verse 29. And they slew of Moab at that time about 10,000 men, all lusty and all men of valor, and there escaped.
Like your Jackie Chans and your Jet Lees.
But you see,
And here's the point, let me just get this bit out. And there escaped not a man.
exactly. So that's what, see, that's the thing about Jacob. Jacob is a form of, you know what I'm saying? The portion of Jacob is too much.
And you know what, look, like you said about that spirit. Imagine there's a crowd, and then you just see someone dart off, all of a sudden everybody just runs.
That's what happens. Yeah, that's exactly what happens.
That's how energy works, man.
Exactly.
Because they not time I ask myself why. No, that's how energy works.
It's like when I used to go to Carnival, you see a bag of people running, and you say, wow, what's
You
you
don't
running
even
for?
know.
I don't know, I just saw them running, so I run.
Exactly. That's how it works.
Judges chapter 3 and verse 30. So Moab was subdued that day under the hand of Israel.
That's it. And that's what we want again.
Jeremiah 48.
That's what we want. We want that. Yeah, you can forget.
And the land had rest 80 years.
And the land of what?
Had rest 80
That's how the
years.
most. That's why the Most High has to bring the armor down, because that's the only way we find our rest. Because people will never let us rest.
That's right.
Right.
We try to be with
You have to
them.
subdue them.
They messed us over. We're trying to do this. It's like what should we do to have rest or to be safe? That's why I don't believe in all those things. The only way is to subdue them, man.
We separate from them, but we have to
That's
subdue
the
them.
only. That's the
Put them
only
under
thing that's left now, man.
and separate
Yeah,
ourselves.
So yeah, so that was that. I brought it because of what happened.
Yeah.
To say that, don't think that just people that come and the Most High will.
Spirit.
Yeah, he's going to deal with them.
He's going to take his part first. This is Isaiah 63 and verse 3.
Get out.
I have trodden the winepress alone,
God.
and of the people there is none with me,
God.
for I will tread them in my
That's
anger
right.
and trample them in my fury.
That's right.
And their blood shall be sprinkled upon my garments.
That's
and
right.
I will stain all my remnant.
That's
The
right.
day of vengeance is in mine heart, and the year of my redeemed is come.
That's right.
And I looked, but there was none to help, and I wondered that there was none to uphold. Therefore mine own arm brought salvation unto me, and my fury upheld me.
That's right.
And I will tread down the people in mine anger, and make them drunk in my fury, and I will bring down their strength to the earth.
That's right. I'll bring them this strength.
That's right.
I'll make them weak.
Right? That's a kingdom fooling, man.
Oh yeah, I'll make them weak.
Right.
And that's what's coming, man.
Yo,
Alright? You got your mic on.
Oh yeah.
Did you bring the precept?
more us treading them down. Did you finish that, Jeremiah? In the back of that? All right,
Yes, yes.
just read that 20 again. Okay.
Jeremiah chapter 51.
And he's going to be using us to do it. That's the beautiful thing about it. 51 and 20.
Thou art my battle axe and weapons of war.
That's right.
With thee will I break in pieces the nations.
It's right.
Is that singular?
It's right.
Or is it pure pro?
Nations.
See? Nations.
And with thee will I destroy kingdoms.
That's people. Is that singular?
That's plural.
Plural, see?
Verse 21. And with thee will I break in pieces the horse and the rider.
That's right.
And with thee will I break in pieces the chariot and his rider.
But when you read 2 Ezra 13, no, 7 I believe, 7. Let me put this in. Got all these nations. Yeah, you got all these 2 Ezra 13, you got all these nations trying to come up and fight up against Yahweh. That's the horse and the riders that he's going to rock up.
Verse 22.
Oh, is that it, yeah?
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 19, verse 19 to, well, all the way down, really.
Bring it out.
Give heed to me, O Lord Yahweh, and hearken to the voice of them that contend with me. Verse 20. Shall evil be recompensed for good? For they have digged For they have digged a pit for my soul. Remember that I stood before thee to speak good for them and to turn away thy wrath from them.
And that's Jake all over. Like, always quick to stick up for these other nations.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, we can do that, but those times, that's what the Bible says in Isaiah 13. If you want to stick up with them, you're going to fight, you're going to take the judgment as well. People saying got time to wait these days. Listen, it comes to the point where people start saying, yo, we don't think, man. So there's judgment inside. It's like, you want to know, it's like, yo, you can do what you want to do. Me and judgment. All right, I've got a precept, yeah? Jeremiah 4 and 7, yeah? Oh, sorry. I thought it was done.
No.
Never done.
Verse 21. Therefore, deliver up their children to the famine and pour out their blood by the force of the sword, and let their wives be bereaved of their children, and be widows, and let their men be put to death. Let their young men be slain by the sword in battle.
That's right. So that's what's going to happen, man.
Verse 22. Let a cry be heard from their houses.
And who's actually praying for stuff like this?
We are.
When they say you cry and it's sad, what do you think that means? That's it. When you don't see like
That was strong enough.
that's when you're like, I can't wait for these guys to destroy. You like something you feel like, Father,
Let this speed in
you know what I'm saying? Make the speed. Bring the fire, man. That's why we have it. That's why some brothers, the one that virgins is easy enough, they're not happy. They're not happy, man. When people right in the kingdom, you see that they're not ready, they're like, nah. When I remember when they were so the people was like, yo, man. And when it was easy, like, you know what I mean? That's the prophet for you, man.
When thou shalt bring a truth suddenly upon them, for they have digged a pit to take me and hid snares for my feet.
Now people have put snares today, man.
And this is the point of the whole thing.
One of the biggest snares.
Verse 23, this is the point of the whole thing. Yet, Lord Yahweh, thou knowest all. Their counsel against me to slay me. Forgive not their iniquity. Neither.
What did King David say? I hate them with a perfect.
But then you go, brother, say, oh, love thy enemies.
Well, this is the
Forgive thy enemies. Like, what you talking about? The Most High himself. He said, what did he say again?
Forgive
That's
not
the
their
mouthpiece. Those are the mouthpiece of Yahweh.
Exactly.
So whenever they say something, just believe Yahweh saying it.
Exactly. Forgive not their iniquity, neither blot out their sin from thy sight, but let them be overthrown before thee. Deal thus with them in the time of thine anger.
And that was a prayer and curses. Every time they say something, they're singing to the heaven. Because the Most I say, when these words come to me, they're not going back for it. So they're already somewhere there, and the time comes when they're going to be manifest. Can I read mine? Jeremiah 4:7.
Bring it out.
The lion is come up from his thickets, and the destroyer of the Gentiles is on his way.
With the elect angels and the elect of Israel.
That's right. He is gone forth from his place to make thy land desolate.
That's the right-hand side of the
Right,
side.
right. And thy cities shall be laid waste without inhabitants. And this is London.
With the inhabitants.
London, you know. All right, London.
With the inhabitants.
That lane waste there. Could you go back? Who's in Germany?
I was there, this came out.
Right. So we could go back. Jeremiah 25 and 33. Not there. And it says, and the slain of Yahweh shall be at that day from the one end of the earth even unto the other end of the earth. They shall not be lamented, neither gathered nor buried. They shall be dug upon the ground. You know what I'm saying? That's the prayers, man.
Shall be terrible. Shall be terrible.
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 Right, this is Micah chapter 5 and
Actually, before
verse.
you read that, Job 27:13, probably down to 15.
Job chapter 27, verse 13. For this is the portion of a wicked man.
This is the portion that the Most High has for his nation. Especially Esau.
Wicked nations.
That's right.
Oh, I 100% to read it. I don't know if I can read it before or after.
This is the portion of a wicked man with Yahweh, the heritage of oppressors.
And what's an heritage? What's an heritage? Heritage is the thing that you're going to inherit.
Right.
Everything is like when the father, the boss, he has a testament and he says, yo, when I'm gone, you know, you got that yard over there. That yard is estimated as 1 million. There's people in this country, they have money from it, they have inheritance.
Yeah, they're living large.
They're living large and serious,
Some people
man.
ain't worked a day in
Yeah.
their life, but they don't need to.
All right?
Well, this is the heritage for
Heritage is something. It's a portion that is given
Yeah,
to
that's
you.
what, yeah, exactly. That's what it is.
Verse 13. This is the portion of a wicked man with Yahweh and the heritage of oppressors, which they shall receive of the Almighty. Verse 14. If his children be multiplied, it is for the sword.
That's right.
Hallelujah.
That's right.
Can you read that one again?
That's right.
Bring it out.
Verse 14. If his children be multiplied, it is for the sword.
Fuel and fire.
Isaiah 21.
And his offspring shall not be satisfied with bread.
Yeah, lovely jubbly. Sirach chapter
But
41.
before you carry on, right, you know, in families, people kill each other for inheritance.
That's right.
So you got
That's
one
right.
part here like laying, I don't really know that, but he doesn't have enough. Because he was a vagabond. So
That's right.
So the dad didn't really trust him. He's the one, he must have got the Maya Bible, to be outside, to get you. No, but you gotta have a guy dead so they can take him by a fall or whatever. And that's what Esau's doing. Esau knows that his portion is not as great as ours.
That's right.
That's the reason of his violence, man. Exactly. That's the reason why they hate us like that. Because when you all said and done, when you all said and done, we're gonna be greater than them. And they can't take it.
Can I just add, no, we're going to be, we already are.
It's gonna manifest.
Sirach chapter 41 verse 5 says the children of sinners are abominable children.
Abominable.
Abominable. Yeah, I had that trouble.
Abominable.
And they that are conversant in the dwelling of the ungodly, meaning they're knowledgeable in the dwelling of the ungodly. The inheritance of sinners' children shall perish, and their prosperity shall be a perpetual reproach. The children will complain of an ungodly father, because they shall be reproached for his sake. Woe be unto you, ungodly men, which have forsaken the Lord, the Most High power. For if ye increase, it shall be to your destruction. And if ye be born, ye shall be born to a curse. And if ye die, a curse shall be your portion. All thou of the earth shall turn to earth
If
again.
you die, a curse shall be your portion. So the simple Christian will be like, no, if I'm dead already, like, what's the curse? For hell?
Dead already.
Yeah, if I'm not even a Christian, but a normal chick. But that's why when you come back, you're going to be a curse.
So the ungodly shall go from a curse to destruction.
Exactly.
That's why I say, yeah, people must come to the kingdom, because let's say that one is flying now. What would the curse be? What? They won't come back? No! Come back and let the sin and let out the holy, and you are the problem, and then, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's how I see it, man. But yeah, I had one, but my one, I don't know if it's like, because I'm talking about, let me read it and then we can talk about it. Yeah? Let me find it.
This is the book of Micah, chapter 5 and verse 8. And it reads,
Well, I have it. Zechariah 12 and 8. In that day shall the Lord defend the inhabitants of Jerusalem.
That's
So
right.
these people that want to pick up bows and steel and guns,
That's right.
says the Most High is going to be defending us, man.
That's right,
Like,
right?
you can't have a
Actually, the precept king. Before you read it, it's going to before you read it, the camera's going.
it's going to fit, go up. Yeah, I know.
this is one of my favorite.
Right, when it goes, this is what you have to. Don't be that goes up.
But you know what, the thing is, that's through the spirit. The precept is for edification. And it's also, it's proving the word. Every word confirms each other.
Look at Zechariah 12 and 8.
Bring it out.
In that day shall the Lord defend the inhabitants of Jerusalem.
Now this is Job 40:10. Deck thyself now with majesty and excellency, and array thyself in glory and beauty. Cast abroad the rage of thy wrath, and behold everyone that is proud and abase him. Look on everyone that is proud and bring him low, and tread down the wicked in their place. Hide them in the dust together and bind their faces in secret. And here's the point. Once you can do all of that, then I will also confess unto thee that thine own right hand can save thee. So read those again.
Zechariah 12 and 8. In that day shall the Lord defend the inhabitants of Jerusalem.
When you read that chapter there, the Most High, he goes hard. If you can do this, if you can do that,
Exactly.
and then your own. When he comes out with the first thing, it's like, bro, don't say no.
It's basically impossible task.
That's why we have to depend on Yahweh.
And now that's because that's why he's going to bring salvation through the men that believe in him. It only makes sense. Because he's going to put to the others, yo, you didn't believe in me, this is what you're missing out. That's how the Most High works, man.
All those people that he's appointing, you can
Exactly.
won't be saying it
They'll be
that
confounded that day. Confounded that day. And he that is feeble among them at that day shall be as David.
That day. There's a lot of time in that Bible when it speaks about the day.
Oh, they say the feeble.
But it talks about a little one is going to, that's what it is. A little one is going to
No, you said, I'm saying about what you said. I'm saying, well, you said, let me finish it. And the house of David shall be as God, as the angel of the Lord before them. Find it, because it goes right into that, man. Right into that. All right, so the feeble will be like David, right? And the one that is meant will be like God. So we're going to regain our status, like, you know how God likes us? We're going to have it back, man. So the Most High will have to enter us up for us to go against our nation. And you want to despise that? And you want to come here and make a fool of yourself by scoffing, and you don't want to hearken. So what have you achieved, right? Since you've been scoffing, what have you achieved? Because very soon, even if you make money, your money ain't gonna mean nothing very soon.
And just for
Your money ain't gonna mean nothing.
And just for the Christians that may be watching, when the brother said God, or equating himself to God, he means God meaning power, not the Most High. He means God meaning power, and that's illustrated in Psalm 82. So you can read it for yourself.
So yeah, we getting there, man. The vibration are being raised up. Israelite vibration are being raised up. Alright, but it takes faith. But you see what, like the brother say, like in Hollywood, they always show you that.
That's right.
Always show you that in Hollywood. There's no such thing as imagination. Right? There's no such thing as imagination. It comes from the place of reality.
That's
Proverbs chapter 26, verse 6. And I will give peace in the land, and ye shall lie down, and none shall make you afraid. And I will rid evil beasts out of the land, neither shall the sword go through your land. And ye shall chase your enemies, and they shall fall before you by the sword. And 5 of you shall chase 100, and 100 of you shall put 10,000 to flight. And your enemies shall fall before you by the sword.
All of a sudden, you'll be
5 of you. 10,000. And you put them all to flight.
Listen,
Can I put this into context? About 3 years ago, there was, I believe, 5 Russian, I can't remember what football team they were supporting, but it was 5 of them versus like 100 or 200 British footballers. Do you remember that? Right? There's 5 of them, and they were dealing with them. So that's just 500. We're talking about tens of thousands. That's just to bring it into context.
and it goes to show that the Most High don't need. That's why it got 744,000 people.
That's right.
Against how many people on earth at that time when it was down.
Where was remaining?
Okay, because like I always, that's why I didn't understand.
Maybe about a billion remaining.
That's why I didn't understand. In fact, when they came down, that is too low, man. And when the brothers in the truth trying to join in, I'm like, yo, you missed something. The Most High didn't miss. He gave Esau the sword.
He created it.
He gave them the sword because they are carnal people.
Exactly.
That's how he got them.
Exactly.
He knew that spirituality will always be carnality, man. We don't need sword to be our people. And guess what? Now that they find out that they're gonna put in the tree back, what are they looking for?
Right now?
What are they looking for? Money.
No, it's not money. They're looking for a way out, really. That's what they're looking for.
That's what they're looking for. But they know it's blocking us. They know it's blocking us.
And that's why they're doing all that DNA analysis. That's why they're doing a lot of, in America, a lot of women and a lot of people have been kidnapped and they're running experiments.
And that's why they want us vaccinated. And that's the reason why I don't believe in vaccines.
To change the DNA,
Because it does. To cap, what they call it, the Gocc. Cap the Gocc.
That's the reason why I don't believe in the vaccine. You know why? Because I know it's a trick. What's going to do is that it's going to lower your DNA. So by doing that, they want us to take it. They want us to take it among the people, the elect. So in hoping that will kind of like kill that thing in us, the God gene.
Somebody said when they took the vaccine, they can't feel good anymore. They can't feel good anymore.
They don't feel good.
Yeah, exactly.
They don't feel it.
That connection. You see that?
All right. So you see what I'm saying? So that's why we're not taking it. Because we know what they're trying to do to us. We are after, we want us to unlock the God gene in us. They're trying to destroy it. Let them bring you, man.
Yeah, me too.
Let them bring you. My team at the time, freshman.
send me the next one.
We've been doing it constantly for the past 2 months. So this is the
Clip his wings.
Yeah, so this is the book of Proverbs, chapter 16 and verse 1. The preparation of the heart in man, little man, woman, and child, and the answer of the tongue is from the Lord Yahweh. Our precept now is Proverbs chapter 16 and verse 9. A man's heart devises his way, but the Lord directs his steps. And then our precept now is Proverbs chapter 20 and verse 24. Man's goings are of the Lord Yahweh. How can a man then understand his own ways?
Right. Anyway, as we're about to close soon, you know me, after my little sermon. So, so we're going to hear the conclusion. What was the conclusion that we brought out so far? We're showing you that these nations are going to get their comeuppance. Edom, Elam, Ammon, Moab, you know, Ishmael, all these nations, you will get your comeuppance. There's no escaping. Yeah, just, you know, all we have to do as Israelites is keep the faith and be patient and wait.
That's the key.
That's our key. Stay in the scriptures. Keep doing what the Most High said we must do. Obey His voice. Once we obey His voice, it will be well with us. And this is Ecclesiastes chapter 12 and verse 13. And it reads, let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear Yahweh, our power, and keep His commandments. For this is the whole duty of man. Israelite man, woman, and child. Verse 14. For the Most High shall bring every work into judgment, so you will not be escaping your judgment with every secret thing. So all the things you've done to us behind closed doors, the Most High already knows.
All the crowd council.
That's right. With every secret thing, whether it be good or whether it be evil.
Now, we're going to keep on praises to Yahweh.
We out.